message and the message upbeat. Where ignorance is erased and information sets the pace. Where ambition is the mission, the destination, inspiration. And the fuel in the tank is pure unleaded perspiration. Because this is where we meet. On the corner of here we are and where we want to be. Metro FM. It's where you want to be. At Showway 90.3.
Coming out your stereo.
Metro FM. Your coolest urban radio station. It's where you want to be.
People of Earth, I have an important announcement to make. Listen to me. One that you've been waiting for a long time.
Andile, ke tlala wena. Andile, o le para mfana. Andile, mtya, areng adi mtya, o le para.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing tonight? I'd like to welcome to the stage
King Andile, Mama.
to everybody in the house. Give a warm round of applause for
King Andile, Mama.
And he captures the moment.
King Andile, Mama.
And it is extraordinary.
Victor Kiwani. Are you got the principle?
Just like a fish in the water enjoying AFCON. I watched SABC 3. There was a game. SABC 1. Same game. I'm like, indeed it's live. Live. Everywhere you go is live.
Remember that you can catch every single one of those games on SABC Sport. Let's go to the other third of this team. He's all the way in Abidjan.
Bonsoir, Mazola.
Bonsoir, Monso, Victor, principal.
Comment ça va?
No, I haven't gone that far yet.
Mazola, I hear you talking about traffic. Is there no escort?
Not for me, Victor.
I'm coming. You get an escort. Don't worry. I'm coming. The reason you're here, of course, is you would know this Mali team. You've played against them. You've studied them. You know our Bafana team. I was going to say, whenever we play Mali, that photo resurfaces. What do? Do you laugh as well?
I laugh when I see that picture.
And now presenting GQ Man of the Year 2023, 2024, and 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, help me present to you Untitled Movement!
Sky is the limit, and you know that you can have what you want, be what you want, have what you want, be what you want.
Sports Night Amplified with Andile on Metro FM. Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m.
Game over.
I'm not nervous. I'm not nervous. I'm confident. I am not nervous. I am very confident. Bafana take on in their last group match on Tebogo Mokwena's birthday, Tunisia. Also, Timmy Miranda's birthday, in fact. They take on Tunisia this evening. The starting 11 has been released. We're going to be speaking Bafana just after past. So you must make sure that you join us just after past. We're going to be focusing on Bafana. And I'll be taking as many of your calls as possible. That match is going to be live, of course, on SABC 1. There are matches this evening at 10 o'clock as well. But also, hey, actually, welcome to it. Thank you so much for joining us. It's Bafana Day. So, things are a little upside down. The touchdown. Thank you so much for what you do between 3 and 6. Tabonkwala, who is the tech imaging and just genius of the show. Been a while since we've mentioned you. A big shout out to Tabonkwala as well. Taking your calls, 086-000-2160 at 1850 today. 1850 will be taking your calls on your WhatsApps on 060-552-7303. Bafana on. They playing. Our national team, our pride. They have to get at least a draw for it to be in our own hands. It's that simple. Don't look at any mathematics. No, we have to get at least a draw for it to be in our hands. It's as simple as that. But also on today's show, we're going to be continuing a conversation we started yesterday. We're going to go to Cote d'Ivoire. We're going to speak to one of the Africa's leading journalists. He's out in Cote d'Ivoire, Mickey. And then, of course, we'll also be speaking to a lawyer representing Morocco Swallows as well as Royal AM.
Be the future with Regent Business School. Invest in your future success with our accredited MBAs, postgraduate diplomas, degrees and certificates. We're not just an institution, we're your partners. Our 21st century approach in teaching and learning offers education for today's fast-paced world that allows collaborating, engaging and conquering real-world challenges. With 25 years experience in distance learning, visit regent.ac.za. 2024 registration now open.
Pizza Stories by Roman's Pizza.
Dough. No, not the moolah kind. Pizza dough. Dough makes up half the taste of a pizza, right? Roman's Pizza makes fresh dough every few hours, which is very, very important because fresh is much, much better than frozen. Who likes to eat their toppings on cardboard? So you have no need to worry about the dough or the dough because you get any 2 large Savor Flavor pizzas for $159.80. Roman's Pizza, best value.
It just hits different when you've got skin in the game. Introducing SuperSport Bet. Now every fan can play too. Sign up at supersportbet.com. Bet 50 Rand and get 200 Rand in bonus bets. T's and C's apply. Licensed by the Western Cape Gambling and Racing Board. No persons under the age of 18 are permitted to gamble. Winners know when to stop. National Responsible Gambling Program toll-free counseling line 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710.
Sports Night Amplified with Andile on Metro FM. Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m.
Welcome to it. It's exactly 12 after the hour 6 on the Mighty Metro FM. We started a conversation yesterday with Luruma Tebejane, who is the lawyer representing Morocco Swallows Football Club, but also Royal AM Football Club as well. As you know, Morocco Swallows said to be relieving over 22 players from the club of their duties and handing them their transfer fees to say you may go wherever you want, but you're not wanted here. It was supposed to have happened today. Has it happened? We'll ask him that. But also the bigger picture here is Royal AM. Royal AM, of course, has been in dispute with Nokovic for a very long time. Nascimento's been the next one in there. What is the story there? And how are they, traversing against and around all of these things? And then a little bit later on, we'll touch on Bafana now with Mickey, who just sent out the starting 11, was one of the first journalists to do so. I normally get it early, and I got it after Mickey. So we'll go to Mickey there. And then after as well, we'll have the conversations with Mark, who's going to be coming on to speak Bafana before we hand it over to you. But just so you know, for information's sake, if you're wondering where we are as far as the AFCON is concerned, this is what's happened at AFCON so far. I mean, amazing games last night. Group winners so far, right? Angola, they threw. Cape Verde, they threw. Equatorial Guinea, they threw. And Senegal, they won their groups in the first 4 groups that have played. Remember, the last 2 groups played today. That includes the South Africa group and the Morocco group. And then the runners-up so far qualified are Burkina Faso, Cameroon, Egypt, and Nigeria. So those 8 teams, they threw. And when you look at what the best third places look like at the moment, that's where you find your Guinea and your Mauritania who've put their place there. There's still 2 places to play for as far as that is concerned because 4 teams go through. So Cote d'Ivoire not quite out yet. 13 after the hour 6. Please help me welcome Mickey Jr. Speaking to us all the way from Korogo in Cote d'Ivoire, where Bafana will be playing their match in less than an hour. Mickey, thank you so much for joining us and welcome.
Good evening to your listeners, and it's my pleasure to be here. I hope you are fine.
Well, I don't know yet, Mickey. I want to hear from you. What is the state of Korogo at the moment? Bafana playing a big game, a decider in this group here. What's going on in Korogo? Can you paint the picture of what Korogo looks like this evening?
Well, at the moment, it's a tense atmosphere here because normally nobody knows what's going to happen, and this is a big game. Tunisia also stand a good chance. Who knows if they could qualify? You're able to cause a big upset against mighty South Africa, who we saw demolished Namibia 4-0 in their last game. So I think that all is good. The weather is good for football. Only that, normal with our North African brothers already raising concerns that the weather doesn't favor them and all that. But this is the time that CAF has set, and we just need to follow suit. But aside that, I think the weather is good. Like I said, we are just ready, and in some few minutes to go, we'll have the 2 teams on the pitch for their warm-up, and then we get ready for kickoff.
Let's take a step back a little bit here, Mickey, and take a look at yesterday's Group C and Group D results. I mean, this AFCON has been delivering. Last night was one of the best nights of football on the continent I've ever seen. Cameroon coming back from late on to beat Gambia 3-2, Senegal beating Guinea 2-0, Angola beating Burkina Faso by 2-0, and a big one, a huge shocker. They celebrated into the night, and I'm pretty sure today is a public holiday in many people's hearts. In Mauritania, the poorest African footballing nation is what they called them a couple of years ago. They beat Algeria by 1-0.
I mean, shocking stuffs all over yesterday. People, like you said, were celebrating late into the night. Even the Angolans who were here, I was there yesterday at Yamoussoukro, and then I'm telling you, man, the scenes have been so crazy. People can't believe it now. And now, before we go to the pitch, back in the days, people can predict. It's going to be like this scoreline, this is going to humiliate them. But now, you can't tell until after halftime or even full time before you can, be able to say something about the result. I think that now African football has improved. We are seeing a lot of good stuff from the FA's president who are making a lot of push and support. And let's not also forget CAF president, Sembo Tsepi, for the wonderful job that he's doing. Already he predicted that we are going to have the best AFCON ever. Many people doubted him, but now everybody is just singing his praise and giving him all the credit. The journalists here, the media houses who are here, the TV stations, even those from the UK, from the US, all over, everybody is now praising him that, hey, our president gave his word and now it has come to pass. And that is the moment, and we are all just enjoying it. But I think that, I'm not so surprised by the scoreline in that game between Angola and Burkina, because I was there, and Burkina, they wasted chances. Take their chances. And in football, once you don't take yours and your opponent take, you're going to be punished. And that is what happened to them. But we are just hoping that today there shouldn't be so much upsets in the game that we are looking forward to very soon.
It has a lot to do with the 24 teams. I mean, the extended AFCON, and this is why most of us are excited that Africa is going to be getting so many new spots in the World Cup, because the more teams you have from the continent, the better opportunity it is. And we're seeing it here, that the more opportunities you've given to the so-called minnows, you've gotten the kind of football that we've gotten. Yes, there's a third place that a lot of people aren't happy with, but in general, the increase of teams has helped this Africa Cup of Nations.
Yeah, of course, no doubt. And this is one thing that, for me, I always stand with the CAF president, because it was under him that, we began to start talking about such ideas and start such plans. And now it has come to pass. And I think, like you said, it has given opportunity for many, many countries, like the the little ones, with due respect to them, though. But I think that when they came, they are showcasing a lot, and people are proud of them. Yesterday, Mauritania was just all crazy. I happened to be at the team hotel of Equatorial Guinea, and I'm telling you, they celebrated into the night. The players were just drinking and having fun, and it was just like a crazy atmosphere. They received money from the president, 1 million euros for them to share. Mauritania has declared holiday in the country, and all these things just brings out a lot of excitement. Let's also not forget the good things that they are doing, building their football clubs, building their juvenile, the youth side, the academies, and these are the impact that we are seeing. And for some of us, even though it comes as a big shot at the big stage, doing it against the big guns like Algeria, causing such upset, but some of us are not surprised, because if you look at the work that has been going on and the amount of money and the facilities that have been brought on, the hiring of quality coaches that they are doing wonderful jobs, using of high technologies, and I think that all these are playing good impact. And some of us, we are so happy about it.
Ghana fired their coach. Mr. Chris Hughton is gone. A shocker to you, or was this expected?
I think that not so much of a shocker, because some of us predicted it. When you look at him, sometimes when we have him at press or mix zone, some of his words are not so confident. And I am not so surprised, because it was coming. It was coming. If you look at the performances, it has always been up and down. And this is Ghana, the Black Stars of Africa. In 2010, back in South Africa, we were raising the flag of the whole of Africa. And now we are just even finding it difficult to beat the likes of Cape Verde, Mozambique, Comoros, with full respect to them, though. But I think that things have to change. And for me, even though the coach and the technical team has been dissolved, I feel like there are some people in the FA who also need to take responsibilities for such this abysmal and worst performances ever in the history of the Black Stars. And those people must also be up to the task and then make sure that things change. And if things can change from the top, I think that it will go down to the down, and we can have a joyful Black Stars.
There's a thing about, supporting Cote d'Ivoire, because they're sitting there at the moment. They're still qualifying through on that best third, but they're watching tonight's games, sitting, with the one side of their bum cheeks, because they're hoping that things go their way. And there's a feeling that you want a hosting nation to go through to the next round for the competition's sake. What do you think of Cote d'Ivoire's chances of staying on?
Yeah, like you rightly mentioned, for now, they are not out. They are not in yet. They have, their fate is still undecided. We have to wait until the last game tonight, and we can know what's going to happen to them. But I think it's dicey now. It's very dicey. But, now with the results happening across the centers, you can never tell. You can never tell. Look at what happened yesterday. At some point in time, it was 1-1 between Gambia. Now it was 2-2. It went back to 3-3. Then VAR has to come in. And so, crazy stuff. And I think that they have also fired their coach. A lot of tension in camp. But of course, when we go for tournaments, we'll always want to see, the host nation, because, it's when they are in, and sometimes we get the atmosphere charged. Things are going on well in the town. People are excited when they score goal, when they do, wonderful stuff on the pitch. And I think that if they should be out at this early stage, it may have a great impact on the tournament. Even though people started complaining from the start that we're not having fans feeling the stadiums and all that, but at some point in time, it was rising, and now for the host team to go out, I think it will be a big blow.
You got 20 seconds to answer this one for me. Bafana, are they going through to the next round? Are they winning their match?
Fadi, Andy, you put me at the top spot right now. But yeah, I think it should be a good game. I've seen the lineup.
Hold on for me, Mickey. I need to take a quick break because I can see you're undecided. I need to take a quick break. I'll come back to you with that one.
Make every rand count with ShopRite's basic food subsidy. Swipe and save on the things you need most with deals like 2 kg Salati brown sugar for $39.99, 750 grams Cremora for only $47.99, 10 kg Tastic rice for $189.99, and 1 kg Tokoman peanut butter just $59.99. Valid until 11 February 2024. Make every rand count with our low prices. Only at ShopRite.
Auto Pedigree is giving you up to 50,000 Rand deal assistance to structure a deal that suits your car buying needs. Use your deal assistance to settle outstanding premiums, as your initial installment to start paying later, a deposit to lower your installments, or take it as a cashback. Visit autopedigree.co.za or any of our branches countrywide to find your next car. Auto Pedigree, because you deserve a great deal. T's and C's apply.
Get double the voucher and double the joy. With W Rewards, you just can't get enough. Win your share of 25,000 Rands in Woolies gift vouchers. Just call in on 086 000 2160 and tell us what can't you get enough of at Woolies for a chance to win 2,500 Rands. If you're a W Rewards member, we'll double your gift voucher. We want you to win the most, so you have 10 minutes to sign up for W Rewards. Head to our website right now on metrofm.co.za. Signing up takes less than 2 minutes, so you have time to think about what you'll do with the 5,000 Rands gift voucher. Don't miss double the winnings. Sign up now. Remember, the sign up link is on metrofm.co.za. Woolworths, the difference. T's and C's do apply.
Sports Night Amplified with Andile on Metro FM.
Little Matulejano representing Moroka Swallows Football Club.
The players embark on what we call an illegal strike.
President of SAPU.
I mean, we reject the notion that the player embarked on an illegal strike.
So there was never a strike. The players never boycotted training. They never said we're not playing.
No, they never said that. They wanted to be paid on the 22nd of December because in their own views, they needed to have the money before Christmas.
You're saying to me that the players are embarking on a strike based purely on the fact that they wanted their December salary before Christmas. That's the cornerstone of the entire thing?
That's the cornerstone of the entire thing. And
no,
it's not me saying this. That was what Sapu said. It is Swallows that requested for dismissal of this player.
6 to 7 p.m.
He's one of Africa's leading sports journalists covering football, of course. I love to follow him, so you can do so as well. He's available on Twitter, formerly known as Twitter, now X, Mickey Jr. That's MICKYJNR_ Mickey Jr. He's out in Koroko in Cote d'Ivoire, where Bafana Bafana will be playing their next match and their last match of the group stages. Mickey, you were still telling me, you in the atmosphere, you've seen Bafana Bafana, you've got the starting 11 in front of you, you've seen the boys arrive at the stadium, you're probably looking at them as they're doing their training at the moment and just their warm-ups on the field. What do you make of Bafana Bafana's game this evening? Do you see them progress to the next stage?
Yeah, I mean, I saw them when they came down from the bus, doing their traditional singing and dancing. I think the confidence is high. Everybody looks excited. Yeah, I don't know the words from the camp that got to them that they are so charged and ready, to kill these Tunisians on the field today. I think that the coach gave his words before a short word when they dropped down that this is South Africa, and then they had a good week to prepare for this game. And what we just need to look forward to is the boy delivery on the field. And I think that yes, the odds all favor South Africa now. The weather is good for them, and it's a good lineup. And when I see Percy Tau giving that free role, and Temba's way behind to also operate, I think that is good. I'm looking forward to a South Africa 3-1 win today.
You and I both, my friend. Thank you so much, Mickey Jr. Always appreciate it. South Africans appreciate all that you do on the continent, and we appreciate having you here.
My pleasure. Good luck.
If you want to know what's going on in football, trust me, you have to follow Mickey Jr. on X. He's one of the leading journalists in sports, particularly in football, in all of Africa. Mark is going to be with us in just a few. We'll speak more Bafana Bafana. But before that, Liruma Tobejane. We had a conversation with him yesterday. He's a lawyer representing Swallows as well as Royal AM. And I said to him, you know what, the conversation is not quite done yet. Let's pick it up tomorrow because we had other things that we needed to talk about. But I mean, it was heated. We agreed to disagree with a lot of what we spoke about yesterday, Liruma and I. But he's back today. Liruma Tobejane, thank you so much for joining us. Liruma, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Andile.
Thank you so much for joining us, man. It's always a pleasure to have you.
No, thanks very much, and thanks to your listeners as well.
Before we go into the Royal AM matter very quickly, you did say yesterday when we ended our call that Morocco Swallows would have made their decision by the time we go on air now, which is 7 o'clock. Just to wrap that matter up, has that decision been made? Has the letters been issued? Can you tell us what the finality of that is?
Yeah, I can tell you that I've seen some of the letters. Morocco Swallows has adopted the recommendations and send letters to players that their contracts are terminated. I've seen some of the letters, yeah. I don't know how many players, but I've seen that.
So you don't know the amount of players that will be terminated at the end of the day?
No, I don't know. But I know letters have gone to some players.
Is it an ongoing process? Is there more still to get, or the ones that have been terminated have gotten them already?
I think some of them are still awaiting their letters, but the general manager is in the process of sending those letters to the players.
And what does that letter state, Liruma? What is the reason they're saying that they're letting them go?
Now, the letter is plain. The club has adopted the recommendations of the chairman of the disciplinary committee. The players will be paid their December salary for the number of days they actually worked. And then they will be issued with their clearance.
All right. I mean, that's not the matter that we're discussing here. I just wanted to know what the finality is. There's another matter that sits with you again as a Royal AM lawyer or a lawyer representing Royal AM. You've got a case of Nascimento. But firstly, let's go back to the other case, Nokovic's case. Where's that at the moment?
I think the club issued an update a day or 2 days ago.
They did?
Yes, and we're still waiting for a directive from CAS.
But just for those that might have missed it, what is it that you're asking for from CAS?
We're asking, firstly, that the decision to award Mr. Nokovic 12 million be set aside. And secondly, the decision to ban Royal AM from registering players be set aside as well.
Okay. So at the moment, not prepared to pay the 12 million, you're prepared to fight on as far as Nokovic is concerned?
Yeah, the dispute is before CAS. tells us to make a ruling one way or the other. We have to wait for that matter to be finalized. That case.
And then there's a new matter now that sits on your table.
The Nascimento matter.
The Nascimento matter.
Yeah, the Nascimento matter is I can tell you outright, Andy, there's no dispute between Nascimento and Royal AM. It might be a misunderstanding, but that will be cleared out.
So who's the one that's misunderstanding it then?
I think for now, FIFA needs to get confirmation from Nascimento that he has been paid for May and June 2023, which is what has been paid voluntarily by Royal AM when they terminated the contract in April 2023.
Was he not seeking that he be paid for a little bit more than that?
He was seeking that.
He was seeking another 17 months, was he not?
No. The contract that he signed was for 17 months with a 1-year option to extend that could be exercised by the club. So the club decided to terminate at least 2 months before the expiry of the initial term of 17 months, which was in April 2023, and volunteered to pay the remainder of that fixed term, which was in May and June.
So you got terminated after 15 months, and you said, we'll pay you for the remainder, which is months 16 and 17.
Which we paid. But unfortunately, when he referred the matter to FIFA, he still stated that, no, I want the salary for May and June, but that was later paid. And then he wanted the option period to be paid as well, and the bonus of 120,000 rand. FIFA issued an award to say we must pay him a certain amount of money. Then we decided that in the interest of justice, let's see the motivated decision first. When we received the motivated decision, we found that actually FIFA DRC ordered that we pay him for May and June only, which we have already paid. But that ruling, remember, he has to confirm with FIFA that indeed I've received the money. There's no dispute about that. If he comes to us and says, no, you have paid this money, but I can show you in my bank account this money never arrived into my bank account, then we'll repay him. But we have proof of payment, which we have submitted to FIFA, and it's up to him to confer. Remember, FIFA can only uplift that ban upon confirmation of the creditor that he has been paid. But FIFA will inquire from him as well, because we have sent all the proof and confirmation of payment to FIFA. They will ask him, Mr. Nascimento, the data says they have paid you and this is the proof of payment. Do you agree? Or if you don't agree, please give us reasons why you don't agree. There's no dispute there.
I mean, there's no dispute. I'm pretty sure there's a dispute as far as Nascimento is concerned, because, I mean, he wants the other 12 months, and, you know, the common understanding... No. Does he not want the other 12 months?
No. Remember, he didn't appeal that. Remember, FIFA DRC rejected all other claims. The claim for the other, the option year...
For the option and the bonuses.
Were rejected. So if he wants to appeal that, he can go to case. But we are concerned about this amount of the 2 months, which we have already paid. We paid that amount before the award could be made, to start with. Because we knew that when we terminated in April, we were liable for the remainder of that fixed term, which was May and
June. But Luruma, tell me this. I mean, I don't own a big club, and I've never owned one, and I don't understand it, but wouldn't it make more sense, I mean, and this is me just sitting here, common man, to have let him stay there for the 2 months, let his contract expire, you're already paying him that money, and then he goes off and you don't have all of this. Rather than to terminate 15 months with 2 months in, then you have all of this sitting in front of you, then you've given him reason even to go there. I don't understand why you terminate that early for a matter that you're still going to pay for nonetheless, and it ends you up at CAS.
Andile, if you're not going to use somebody in the future, and you know that you're wasting his time and he's wasting your time, why don't you just pay him out and cut the waste and move on? I mean, Royal AM knew that they were not going to use Mr. Nascimento. They gave him an opportunity to get money for free for 2 months and to actually look for another club. It was in his interest as well. So if you know you're not going to use this player, why retain him? It was good of Royal AM to say, Mr. Nascimento, we don't think we have any vacancy for you here, but we don't want to waste your time. Go on, look for a new club, but we're going to pay you this amount of money. Royal AM acted in the best interest of the player, but still, people will say, oh, well, they have to be punished. Punished for what?
CAS and FIFA make a lot of mistakes when it comes to Royal AM matters, wouldn't you think? I mean, it was the same with Nokovic. You guys feel they erred in their decision there. And there's this one as well where they've got a clear misunderstanding.
No, Andile. In this matter, we're saying FIFA did not make a mistake. Remember, we knew that we were liable for 2 months, and we paid that. Please, it's for the player to confirm that he has received the money. The ruling is that we must pay him the 2 months that we have already paid. And we terminated knowing that we are liable for those 2 months, and we paid. There's no error of law there. It's just a matter of confirmation by Mr. Nascimento that he has received the money. Where we disputed his claim is for this option period, which we never exercised.
And you won that.
And those claims were rejected.
Listen, Tabajane, you're a very busy man. You're a very busy man. I wonder when last the family saw you, because between Morocco Swallows and Royal AM, they're keeping you working. They're keeping you working.
No, thank you very much. I need to earn my salary.
I appreciate you. Luruma Tabajane, thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
There it is. I hope there's some clarity as far as that one is concerned. It's exactly 18:36. Let's take a break. When we come back, Mark is here.
Submissions for this year's Metro FM Music Awards are now open. And the winner is... To enter, simply log on to www.metrofmmusicawards.co.za. Make some beautiful noise! For inquiries, email info@metrofm.co.za. Yeah! Metro FM.
If you don't know, you better ask somebody. It's bigger, it's better. The Metro FM Awards are back.
It's where you want to be. Sports Night Amplified with Andile on Metro FM.
Luruma Tabajane representing Morocco Swallows Football Club. I'm hearing it on good authority, Luruma, that you're going to be releasing all the players at Swallows.
The recommendations are that all players must be dismissed with immediate effect.
So not just the 22, but all the players.
Yeah, that was found guilty, yes.
Does the club leave a door open to go back to the same players to renegotiate having some of them back?
Well, it's entirely up to the players to go back and beg for their jobs back, and it's entirely up to the club to recruit from the same players.
It sounds to me like a heavy players' pay bill is a big headache for Swallows. So what Swallows is going to do is relieve all their players so they can beg for their jobs back, and Swallows can renegotiate those salaries way less than what they had in the first place.
No. I can tell you now, that's not Swallows' intention.
President of SAFPU.
Should the players be dismissed, will go straight to the dispute resolution chamber for dismissal.
Tell me who's fooling who?
6 to 7 p.m.
Well, the players have been released. Let's see what the South African Football Players Union is going to do. The president said here that he would be taking this matter on to the dispute resolution. There's confirmation now. The players have been released and more players are yet to be released. It's your former club, Mark Haskins.
Yeah, it's a sad state of affairs, to be honest with you. And it's not going to get better anytime soon unless we actually put the right measures in place. But the fact that these kind of things happen in this day and age is a sad reality to face in South African football.
That's not why we're here, though. Let's leave it alone. We'll tackle it on Friday again because Mark makes his way back on Friday with the Podcast Friday. Guys, Mark, Bafana, big match tonight. They need a minimum draw for it to be in their own hands. If they don't, it's in other people's hands, then you've got to worry about other people. You've seen the starting 11. Talk to me.
Yeah, I'm loving it. And I first of all, congratulations to them. That second game, they were absolutely stellar. It couldn't have gone better, to be honest with you. And so, again, credit to Coach Hugo Bruce, credit to, his technical team. They did phenomenally. Unchanged lineup for tonight, which was expected. If it's not broke, don't fix it. So let's see how they go. But I know that Tunisia make one change. Jaziri comes in from Sakni. That's going to be interesting.
I was shocked to see Msakni sit this one out.
Yeah, he got hurt. If you remember, he took a blow in the.
Is he on the bench?
In the last, he is on the bench. He is on the bench.
If he's on the bench, he's good enough to play.
So we'll see. We'll see if he makes his way in. But he wasn't as effective as you would expect him to be against Mali. So, and that's been kind of the trending thing in this tournament. Everyone is really coming down on the so-called superstars, and even someone like Kapita Shalulile has come under some flack.
Mo Salah has been the same.
Mo Salah.
Algeria have got former Man City. Riyad Mahrez as well, who's struggling. Even Nigeria. I mean, they've got the most potent striker on form in the world right now, and he's not quite firing on all cylinders.
And just about the entire Ghanaian team as well. So you look at Ivory Coast, there's quite a few top-level players in there. But what I love about this tournament is that it's about the team unity. We've spoken about it. Football has evolved. Football is not so much about the individual anymore. The individuals end up making the difference. Ultimately, if it's really tight, that individual brilliance can come through and just be the difference. We saw Sadio Mane, a really united Senegalese team. They solid. But when it was really tight against Cameroon nearly got the equalizer. Sadio Mane went up the other way, got the winning goal just to seal off the game. That's when the superstars come through. But if there's no team chemistry, there's no team unity, synergy, you've got a long way to go and you're going to fall short. And that's why Mauritania, I called and I said they don't deserve to come into the final round of fixtures on 0 points because of the performances that they put up prior to that. And then last night they go and do pretty much the impossible. First ever win at the AFCON against a former champion. That's just how this tournament has lived up. And so absolutely loving it.
Let's focus a little bit on this Bafana team. Unchanged from the last team that came out. Does this mean, according to what you noticed and saw then, observed, and what we're seeing now? Because I could then say, hey, I'm a little uncomfortable because when you looked at that first 5-10 minutes, defensively particularly, we're a little bit edgy. We're lucky. We're lucky a couple of times with those crosses that went begging there just in front of goal because Shalulile and Ahoto couldn't connect. Are you happy with what that looks like? Would you have made any changes at all?
No, not at all. When you say, we were lucky, we could also say that Mali were lucky in our opening game because South Africa had some amazing opportunities that we didn't take. And so were Mali lucky in that game because they ended up beating us 2-0. We were well worth our victory and no one should take that away from us. Yes, we started very nervously, but I think we came together beautifully. And a trending question has also been around Evidence Makgopa and his role in the team. A lot of people say, what is he actually there for? And I say to them, if Evidence Makgopa is not there, Themba Zwane doesn't score the 2 goals that he did. And my answer to that as well is, what is Giroud's role in the French national team when they won the World Cup in 2018? I think his stat was that he didn't get a single shot on target for the entire tournament. So even Evidence Makgopa, even though people may not see it, he's playing a massive, massive role in this
Explain
team.
that role. What is that role?
So
what is Evidence?
More than anything, he allows the other players the space to play. So a lot of people said Lepasa should come in. But if Lepasa comes in, he's going to run into the areas where Percy Tau and Morena and Themba Zwane need to operate. Evidence Makgopa is a target man. He's a box striker. That's what we need. And that's why the coach lamented the fact that when Motiba got injured, it was a massive blow for the team. But Evidence Makgopa gives you the same kind of thing. He's as high as possible. He keeps the 2 centre-backs busy. If you look at Themba's first goal, he literally went to the near post. So he takes 2 defenders to kind of marshal him, and Themba Zwane then ghosts in acres of space. So that's the kind of role he plays. It's not just, and that's where modern football again is. The striker's role has changed a lot. So your target men especially, they want to be as high and as deep as possible to allow space for the others, the skillful players to dominate the areas.
Percy Tau, here's another one that's coming. Yes, he scored the penalty, and I'm glad that he took that penalty as well. So confident of him to say, I will take it again.
The funny thing is I was in studio for that game, and obviously you saw SABC did phenomenally to get the superstars of yesteryear.
Yeah.
Mark Williams, Manib Josephs, Brian Baloy, my gents, Edward Motale. Literally all 5 of us, as soon as we won the penalty, we all said Percy has to take it. He has to take it. And it's not even about salvaging his pride or whatever the case may be. Those are the moments that big players are made for.
Has he been a big player, though, for us? Has he delivered to the namesake? I mean, he goes into this as an award winner, as one of the best players on the continent. Has he delivered to that degree, or does he fall under the same banner of the big players that we're talking about who haven't yet shown up?
I would say that he's contributed. And if you look at, the South African team as a whole, let's be realistic. How good are we as a country? And if we're not that great as a country, how easy is it for Percy Tau to shine? It's not that easy. So he has stepped up, and I think he has delivered for the country when needed. He's come and he's scored crucial goals at crucial times. And we've always seemed to just fall slightly short, but it's not through a lack of effort. I don't think we as a country have done enough to put our team on a level where we can say we are one of the best on the continent. We've fallen short as a football fraternity. And so I think the players have done as much as they possibly could have.
2 games this evening. South Africa take on Tunisia. Namibia take on Mali to decide as to who goes through in this Group E fixture. The players are already on the field getting theirs, getting ready. How do you see it playing out?
It's going to be very interesting. A lot of people, have been talking about what position South Africa could finish in. We need to be very careful not to get ahead of ourselves, and I think we've done that so many times in the past. You seen all the tweets after we won the
4-0, yeah.
The 4-0. Everyone's like, bring on Argentina, and that's what we are as a nation. We lose to Mali, we just written off. We beat Namibia, and all of a sudden we can take on Argentina. That's just, it's laughable really, but still a big job to be done out there. And it's going to be interesting to see how the coach and the technical team approach this game, because do you play for a draw? Because a draw guarantees you passage into the round of 16. But do we want to finish second? Do we want to finish first? Are we going to go all out for the win? I think the mandate coming in was to get to the next phase. And so that's what's important. Ultimately, I don't think we'll come out and really, go after the game. Tunisia have to go after the game because they stand to lose if they don't win this game.
Am I hearing you say we're going to be a little defensive?
Not necessarily defensive, but we don't need to expose ourselves. We don't need to go all out in attack. Look what we have on the counters. We are great on the counter-attack. That's how we scored against Namibia as well. So we've got Percy Tau, we've got Morena, we've got Zwane, and we've got Magopa up top. If we just hold it really tight, we don't risk anything, literally we can get things. When we break out, we're so quick at breaking out. And later on, obviously, Tapelo Maseko, we saw how good he is. He's a flyer, he runs, he's got pace. We don't need to expose ourselves early on. The longer the game goes, Tunisia will be under pressure, the gaps will start opening up, and that's when we can exploit them.
Let's take a break. Coming back with your voice notes on 060-552-7303. Call us on 086-000-2160.
Sports Night Amplified with Andile on Metro FM.
President of SAFPU, there was a payment dispute between the players and Swallows. Am I correct?
Absolutely. And not only this time, the players have been playing the games without being paid.
How long has this payment?
There are players, it varies. There are players who have not been paid for 7 months. There are players who have not been paid for 8. There are those who have not for 3 and 4, and there are other outstanding fees and so forth.
Luruma representing Moroka Swallows Football Club. You're saying there's never such a thing as players owed salaries for months?
No, there's no such a thing. Because if such a thing existed, the NSL handbook provides that if there are overdue payables by the club, the players must approach the NSL DRC for an order. That never happens.
Remember, the club is supposed to be paying the players at the last day of the month. And that has not been happening for some months now. The club negotiated in person.
6 to 7 p.m.
Have you ever asked yourself, why are most Mamkulu small in frame and your other Babnan is big? Why are Abu tiny, not so tiny? Just like all things that are a lot for a little, or fulfilling but light elsewhere. The new Festa roll with saucy pulled chicken topped with grilled onions, crispy chips and creamy cheese sauce heaped on a Nando's garlic buttered roll. It's giving abundance. Get it for 49 Rand. Nando's. Fire it up.
Basketball is not just a sport, it's a lifestyle. The elite in the beautiful game of basketball always deliver spectacular performances on the court. The most glittering basketball matches between the best teams in the world of the sport, the National Basketball Association, where the professionals compete to emerge victorious. Catch the NBA matches on Saturdays at 12 midnight, live on SABC Sport on DTT Channel 4 and SABC 1. Also available on SABC Plus and SABCSport.com. Proudly brought to you by SABC Sport.
All right, here we go. Call Metro FM now on 0860 002160. Drop us a voice note on 060-552-7303.
Waking up, I'm too turned up.
Right, let's go straight into it. We want to hear from you. Let's start with your voice note. Sillo Litumelo, I already see you on the calls. If you want to join them and stand in line, of course, and have great conversations, it is 086-000-2160. Faith is already here. Can't wait for our conversation. I've got something for her that I'd love to know.
Drop us a voice note on 060-552-7303.
Evening, Miss Andy. Yes, Prashant Dusan from the Val. Yes, first of all, like to wish Bafana tonight all the best. For me, I'm 100% confident that the guys they are already in the next stage of the competition, knockout stage, via this game tonight. And let's give them and rally behind the team. Big up, Joshua.
I agree. 100%. I agree. Let's take your calls. Let's go to Sillo. Sillo's out in Pretoria. Sillo.
Hi, how are you?
I'm guessing you want to speak about Bafana.
Yeah, look, look, it's good that the coach, Otto Magaskin, is last year, but I feel already he was supposed to give Lepasa a chance. We don't need Makopa because Tunisia, they are good aerially. So we need somebody who can hold the ball. You get me?
Did you hear what Mark said about the explanation of why Makopa plays?
No. I get what Mark is saying, and I respect it.
Silo, your line is so horrible, and I would have loved you. Let's try to see if we can get Silo back, Mark.
Silo says that we need someone to hold up the ball. So does Lepasa hold up the ball better than Makopa? You know, that Lepasa is literally, he's a mobile striker. He's not a back-to-goal striker. He wants to run. So he's not the kind of guy who's going to hold the ball up. I think Makopa is better at that than Lepasa, and I think that's actually why he is playing ahead of Lepasa.
Oh, Silo's gone there. That line wasn't great. Let's go to Tumelo. Tumelo is calling us from Danielton. Where's Danielton? Tumelo, where's Danielton?
Danielton is in Mutim, in Limpopo, actually. Like, we're on a border between Limpopo and Mpumalanga. Sometimes we're Limpopo, sometimes we are Mpumalanga.
So your neighbors in Mpumalanga, when you're in Limpopo?
Yeah, but I'm next to Pretoria. My nearest town is Pretoria.
Gee whiz.
Not Witbank, not Limpopo, not Polokwane. Yeah.
That's crazy. But anyway, let's talk football. Talk to me.
Yeah. Bafana is winning today. And Mark, we don't have to sit back and wait for them to come to us. We just attack. We attack. We have our energy should be in a standard that we can attack 90 minutes and then play football. This thing of Bafana every time is like they have to wait for people, wait for Tunisia to come for us because we don't have much. We just need 1 point. No, we have to win, guys. Let's win.
All right, I hear you. Thank you so much.
Okay, cool, Andile.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Bonkosi is out in Dobsonville. Bonkosi. Yeah, no, I'm good, man. Talk to me. Mark is here.
I'm good, my brother. I think the PSL and the SAFA lead to the party in the solo issue. I don't know. Because you know what they are doing is totally wrong, Andile. I mean, the players have been not paid for 5 to 7 months, but now when they're starting to act now, they terminate their contract. I mean, that is not fair, Andile. Everybody's working to be getting paid, but now they don't pay the players. Then when the players are starting to fight, to strike, they terminate their contract. For what reason? And I think the players' union, they need to come to the party as well.
Well, I'm going to hear from them because, you know, they said they're waiting for these letters to be sent out and to hear what's happened. Well, Swallows went bluffing. They sent the letters out, they fired and released the players.
That is why you hear sometimes the ex-players saying that they hate football. It's because of the things like this only. I didn't understand before, but now when things like this, you bring lawyer on your team, and then now you don't receive the same treatment, you treat your team. It's wrong, Andy. It's totally wrong.
All right, thank you so much, man. I hear you. Mark, I mean, we've spoken about this at length, but we'll get into it tomorrow. Or rather on Friday, so we can skip that one for now. Let's go to Sabelo. Sabelo is calling us from Anderbach. Sabelo.
Hey, Andil.
Yes, sir.
Nijan.
No. Bafana winning today.
siyafina bafethu uMajos Underberg ngiyavumelana noMark ukuthi yabona if it's not broken ayingashintshwa and ilokhu line up inhle nje kakhulu and ibafana into efanele iqaphele lapha they mustn't go there as abantu abane advantage already. They need to go there and play ibhola nje elnormal. That way so win. Yabo.
All right. Sabelo, I appreciate you. Let's go to Sibongeleni. The stadium, quite empty. The game is about to start. The national anthems are going on at the moment. I see Dr. Yorande singing the national anthem alongside some other dignitaries on the bench as well. But the stadium, sadly, the story of the fans out in Ivory Coast and Cote d'Ivoire, they're still quite empty. Sibongeleni.
I'm very happy with the coach because he has kept the same starting lineup which starts against Namibia, of which I think they will do the same as they did to Namibia, to play the front foot from the first minute until the end. I trust the boys. Let's be behind them so that they can make us happy at home.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. That is Sibongeleni all the way. What do you make of Hugo Broos, though? There's a lot of talk about the late time in which he does his substitutions.
I have nothing bad to say about Hugo Broos. I absolutely love the man. I love what he's done since he's come in. I've been a big fan of his. I know he's been controversial at times, but I absolutely love him. And in hindsight, is always 2020. But when you look at it, I think he did everything to perfection in the game against Namibia. And, even the subs that came on contributed. Tapelo Maseko, I think, at the right time, came on, scored the goal. So I can't fault him for anything he's done. And, again, we'll see exactly how this game plays out and exactly if we can get over the line. But I do believe that we have what it takes. We are going to reclaim former glories today.
Okay, Mark the Haskins speaking about all things Bafana, reclaiming former glory. These are the finalists of 96, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. Has this been, for me, from memory, 96 was the first AFCON that I really got to watch and understand, and largely because it was here. But this has been the best AFCON I've seen.
When you look at the football that's been played and the controversy around it in terms of what's happening on the field, I've absolutely loved it. I told you before, Cape Verde is probably my favorite team in the tournament right now, apart from South Africa. But yes, I think it's definitely up there as one of the best ever. It's a pity that the host nation will probably go out today, but it does live up to that billing.
Mark, you can catch him here on Fridays with the Podcast Friday guys, and then on Saturdays and Sundays, he's on SABC building up to the weekend games there. Faith has just walked into a big brotherly wagging of the finger from Mark.
Mark has been trying to get me under control since when? 2013. How long have we been? 2014.
Oh, you
Mark
guys
and
were
I,
at E together, yeah?
we were at E together.
Yeah.
So I know Mark like the back of my hand. Mark has been going no for the last 10 years. That's so sad. For 10 years, you've been saying no to me.
In 10 years.
10 years.
The game about to kick off in 2 minutes. Faith comes out. You believing in Bafana, right? We're winning.
I have to believe in Bafana. In fact, they did well the last time. So I do believe. I think it's going to be 3-1. Somebody said 3-1. 3-1. Yeah. I predict 3-1 for tonight.
Help me out real quick.
Yeah.
Guys that date women in their 30s in particular, right? First date, second date. After the second date, women in their 30s, maybe even 40s going up, tend to then say, hey, what do you want? What is your plan? Yeah. Tell me, you know what I mean? I'm not wasting my time. Yeah. I'm dating to get married. They lay that law at second date.
At second date?
If not first even. Ooh. But they lay that law of, what do you want? What are we doing? Pretty early. They don't want to, I don't have the time I used to have.
We're not saying we're going with the flow.
They don't do the go with the flow. And for a guy who's in the same age group who's trying to date, it's like, I want to know you. I want to see what this is. I want to, which then is regarded as going with the flow and wasting of time, because make a decision. You're old enough. What do you want? Where do we find our parallels?
It's such a very interesting, because I've had... because I'm in my 30s, I've had moments where I've been in that particular position, in that particular situation, until I had to be real, right? Here's the thing. you do not know a person enough by the first or second date to decide that you're going to marry them. And then there are those that will say, will you ever truly know a person? You will know aspects of the person, but you will never truly know a person. You get to know aspects of a person as you get to spend time with them. But this thing of us wanting you to commit to me on the first date, first, it's unrealistic. Number two, once you've committed to me, and then we find out that you're not the person, it's actually called unequally yoked. And in most times, you think that unequally yoked means just biblical terms. Unequally yoked means, do we align where finances are concerned? Do we align where emotions are concerned? Do we align where religion is concerned? Sexually, can we align, right? Because that's also an important part of it. And we don't talk about that stuff,
so
right?
So what's the middle ground?
So the middle ground is, I often say, give it 3 to 6 months.
3 to 6 months.
Give it 3 to 6 months. Get to know somebody for 3 to 6 months, but also but you'd also know if a man is playing you and he's dating more than 5 of you. First of all, there's nothing wrong with multiple dating to get to know a person. If a man says to you, I'm in a relationship with you, that's when he is in a relationship with you. But so long as a man has not said to you, we are in a relationship, you are my girlfriend and there's nobody else but you, just knows to see that he is dating other people. So that needs to be clear though. The exclusivity of the relationship needs to be made clear. And if you're still not sure about the exclusivity of a relationship, let's say a month or 2 months in, then you start asking the question, are we exclusive? Are you dating other girls? Andile, how many girls are you dating? What are your expectations? Because, by the way, the expectations on dating also comes with sex. So you can expect me to put out, but I can't put out knowing the fact that you're putting out for Sonto and CD and Mpo, and that's a lot.
All right, it's
sorry, Sonto and CD and everybody else.
The game has kicked off. I'm going to rush next door, but what do you have going on?
Lots in store for us on this Business Wednesday. First of all, what happened in court today, we're going to go through it with our legal analyst. This is regarding Kelly Khumalo, who has been implicated as the person who ordered for Senzo Meyiwa's killing. We'll get into details with that with our legal analyst just to understand it. Then, according to media reports, a former West Bank employee has detailed how the finance provider use a specific system to overcharge black clients. We're in conversation this evening with the Ombudsman for Banking Services as well as financial investigator Emerald van Zyl. We're going to be looking at this particular complaint. We're also, did you know that 28 million South Africans receive grants? However, 7.1 million South Africans are registered taxpayers.
Wow.
7.1 million South Africans are registered taxpayers, and yet 28 million South Africans receive grants. You do the math. Where are we getting the money from? That we're going to get into in just a moment. And then after 8 o'clock, I love this conversation. Please. Please.
After 8, Joe, what's going on?
Do you know what we're going to talk about?
What are we talking
about? Since financial systems in this country have been created to benefit the white minority and, of course, to disenfranchise the black majority, right? That's why even there was an article in the Time that was speaking about how the inequality gap since 1994 has not actually closed. It's further largened. But now this evening we're going to tackle how do you generate black wealth with the existence of institutions that are set up to benefit white people.
Wow.
How do you generate black wealth with systems that have been created through colonialism, including asset agreements?
Because we changed everything, but we didn't think to change all those things.
And there are asset agreements, and that's the thing we don't talk about, the asset agreements that happened prior to 1994. How do you generate black wealth in the presence of asset agreements that were made prior to 1994 that are not there for the benefit of the black majority?
I look forward to hearing from the lawyer guy, because if the evidence that has been said is available on Kelly Khumalo and her ordering the hit, why is she not behind bars? That's what I want to know, if all of that is said to be true.
That's the question we're going to ask.
3 after the hour 7, we've got to get out of here. Bafana have kicked off. 3 minutes have been played. It is 0-0 at the moment. Faith, we're going to leave it to her to give us update as we go along. But it is live on SABC as well. We've got to get out of here. Thanks so much for being part of the show. Timmy, happy birthday again, man. Pella. Okay, let's let this corner happen. Hold on. Okay, we cleared it. Pella.
Welcome to the Urban Rhythm Revolution.